I'm Tamima and this is Real Talk. Tonight we have an amazing show lined up for you. Get ready. We are going to be spotlighting cyberbullying. I have amazing guests in studio. You definitely want to stay tuned for this. Cyberbullying can be defined as any online behavior that constitutes the assault of the well-being of a target individual or group. This form of harassment takes many forms, including unwanted trolls, unwelcome contact, sexual harassment, threats of rape or death, and cyber stalking. A study conducted by World Wide Web Foundation showed that more than 1 in every 5 women in Kenya have experienced cyberbullying. In some cases, cybercrime has extended to professional sabotage, identity theft, and stripping of one's dignity, especially in cases where intimate photos and videos have been shared online without prior permission from the owner. Recent studies show that cyberbullying has led to fatal outcomes, especially when victims are overwhelmed by the negativity of it all. Unfortunately, bullying is something that has existed since time immemorial. But today, thanks to technology, bullies can actually torture their victims in the shadows mercilessly. Well, today on the show, my guests are getting real on their experience with cyberbullying. My first guest on the show tonight is Kwenye. He is a gospel musician, and admittedly, cyberbullying is something that he has struggled with. DK, welcome to Real Talk. And thank you so much for coming on the show to share your stories. Despite the fact that you're a famous person, successful musician, you're still a victim of cyberbullying. Tell me, so what's been happening?
I think for me, first, people have been having issues with my weight, which probably they rebuke me without love, and the only thing they show is hate all through, because unasikia msana anakuambia DK alimeza susu, sijui nini. Wameniambia mambo mazito all through. So I think me being a celeb na face history yote. So na imagine mse yeye hakuna mtu anamjua. So ana feel maybe anaambiwa hivyo kwa sababu is nothing. Anaweza chukulia tofauti na mimi. For me, I can be like, I'm like, okay, I'm popular. Maybe everyone is having an issue with me because of where I am in life.
For a lot of guys, they probably think that when you're famous, you can't be affected by what people say, because after all, aren't you famous? So you can be a punching bag. We can make you the butt of all our jokes. So how has that affected your career musically?
Career-wise, it affect because sasa nilikuwa mkonda huko anaiongea. So sasa niko mnono. Sijui mbona anaiongea. Either way kwangu imebuild career. Because nachukua hiyo attention I divert to something positive. So wale wanapotea na wachukulia hapo sasa.
Okay. And as a public figure, how do you respond to that kind of talk, especially on social media? When somebody posts something negative, how do you respond?
I think mimi nimeland kunyamaza, because ukibishana nao watu hapo, most of the people there have nothing to lose. Mzee ako kwa mat na frustration zake. So akimjibu anasema basi before nifike home mimi na yeye anakupea. So wewe huku inakuaffect. Kuna watu hata manzee wanatoka hata social media. Anakuchomolea vitu pale, wewe ukienda home hujadozi. Yeye pale amepiga sukuma yake vizuri, amejieka.
I like that you've said umelearn ku deal na wao.
Yeah, because I've seen also my friends trying to respond towards it, and it becomes an issue to their life.
So friends trying to respond on your behalf.
Yeah, because unapata msana anasema wewe unaambia DK aje hivyo. Anaachana sasa na mimi anaingia kwa huyo. Sasa huyo kama anaambiwa hivyo, sasa mimi nikiingia itakuwaje? Because kuna mwingine anaona kwa comment jamfurahisha anaingia kwa DM.
Yaani sasa kuendelea.
Anakupiga paragraph hapo. Hapo anakuambia you'll die soon.
Okay.
So unashinda huyu ndamfanyaje? Because hata sometimes unafika point ya kutaka kufuata huyo jamaa. Na watu wengine hatajiweka picha zao.
So in case any of those trolls, because that's what they are trolls, in case any of them is watching right now, and really, because today we want to spotlight so that people can understand, sometimes you might be posting something out of your own personal frustration, but how does it make the other person feel?
Yeah.
So when all this is happening on your pages, on social media, how does that make you feel?
Once you're already a public figure, you should consider that when ni macho ya jamii. So kila mtu akona right over you, anafeel uni mtu wetu. So akifeel, kuna wengine wanakuambia, kuna mtu mwingine angakwambia, ni aje, hii weight si poa kwa sababu ya ina. Kuna wengine wana because of love. So you come and sit down and you're like, but they're making sense out of it. But sasa kuna wale tu wako tu kwa nyuma, hawezi kuface wakwambia. but they're just fighting you. So I think one thing they should understand is that this can be your brother, that can be your sister, that can be your mom, you can be your dad. So treat them with that face of life. Let me ask you
a question, DK. If today I went on any of your social media profiles, whether Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, is there somebody who sent something negative your way about your weight today? For
me, niko past hiyo. Because hiyo time nilikuwa naambiwa vitu mingi sana. Naweza kwambia waliniambia nimemeza susu, niko na mimba ya twins, niko sijui saa hii siwezi pimwa na nini, na pimwa kwa ile kitu ya lori. Nasikia mse saa hii anafaa customiziwe mattress. Unajua? Kwa sababu anasema nikilalia once ndio hivyo. So mzee nikienda kwake ananiambia seats zangu zafaa kuza chuma. Yaani wamenishow vitu mob different. Na sana kama mnaangalia sasa mse hii inamsumbua.
I want you to talk to me honestly about your weight. Is it something that you're struggling with as an individual today? Is it something that you're trying to deal with? Because I'm sure those comments must get to you.
I think for me, honestly, the friends that I have close, I think how many help sana. Because hiyo kitu haijaniingia mpaka leo. Nilianza tu kuingia gym because it was just right for my weight. Nilifeel tu sasa nilienda aliniambia niko na obesity.
So it was a medical thing.
Yeah, you had to niko na obesity. Right. Sasa with the age I am and the obesity that I have is not right for me for future purposes. So nikasema ndaingia gym. But sikuingia gym juu wase.
Okay.
Because I have friends like Hope Kid. Nikitoka gym hivi anipeleka anibaya burger.
Because are not friends. I could derail. And I like that you're able to have a very thick skin, because the reality is that not everybody is as privileged as you to have a good support system.
Yeah.
There are people who, if they got part of the fire that's coming your way right now, they'd be dealing with a lot more, depression being one of them.
Hii situation kuna time nili-invitiwa on an institution that we had like over 30 people who had self-esteem issues with weight. Na wengi wao walikuwa madem. So unapata udem hata akienda swimming, haizi enda swimming in the first place. Ana feel tu siko right kwa hiyo maji. Unapata mzee huko anasema ukiingia kwa hii maji inaachana. So unapata so wewe ukiingia kwa swimo, wewe unakaa pale. Wasana nadhani wewe unapenda kukaa kando ya swimo ukisoma novel. Si pose yako hiyo. Ni juu unajua nikitoangua hapa mzee atani-imitate, ama sijui picha itaingia social media itan to what, and you know how people know how to make memos out of it.
So you don't swim when you go to public places?
Na mimi naingia kwa ile swim vizuri sana. Mimi ni mzee yani hata kwa keja naweza tembea bila shida. Mimi niko sawa, kitambi yangu nimeinvestia, iko na insurance. Ukinienjoy tunaweza kwa sana. But mzee sasa wa kawaida, hao wase walikuwa kwa university waseka 30. Unapata wase wengi wako almost suicide. So ukipata mzee anafikiria suicide because of your weight, shule asome poa, ana feel ni kama always anataka kuwa alone. Na hiyo siku ukiongea nao wataki mse extra, kama wewe si mnono wakutaki hapo. Because I think hawezi ongea mzee ana feel
you don't understand what.
Na unapata mzee mwingine hata siku kula alizaliwa tu hiyo. Ako tuna magonjwa tofauti. Unachika kama yangu ni ya kusosi. Mimi yangu ni ya kusosi mzee. Juu hata nikifanya song na Jimmy Gait, nilikuwa I think hata si 1GB ilikuwa MB.
We actually have Jimmy Gait in studio, so he's going to be joining us because this is something that he himself has also struggled with. And Ricky, I have to say that I have to commend you, because listening to you talk, I can really tell that it takes having tough skin.
True.
To deal with that kind of negativity coming your way and still being confident in yourself.
I think shida big in India, iko na disadvantages hiki tu. Iko na disadvantages mob. Because you see, ukienda kubai nguo mingi ziko 34 kuteremka. So msee akipata size yako, anaingia sema hoja size yako ni ngumu ku get bro. So bei anakupea ni tofauti na wase. Ambaye by the way mimi lazima nikuzie longi, bei watu ngapi? Longi 2. Because hii yako ni hard. So imagine msee ni mbigi na ana gari. Akiingia kwa mat, anaambiwa siko ubaya shika viti 2. Unaona? Okay, anaweza lipa, but sasa anachukulia, lakini mbona msee aniambie hivyo? So akienda home anakuwa tuna ka depression. Depression. Unasikia wewe huwezi sneeze, utatoanisha buttons hapo.
Let me ask you a question. Today, as DK Kwenye Beat, do you have any plans of maybe losing some weight, or you want to tell everybody, you know what, this is it, this is how I am, accept me as I am?
For me, as I say, I'm comfortable the way I am, but I have to work towards it because of healthy purposes. Yeah. And one thing, kama kuna watu wamejaribu hii gym na imekataa kabisa kupunguza. Unaelewa? So the first thing you should do is love yourself the way you are and appreciate that you are made in God's image. And that can change. So if that's you, that's you. That can change. Because kuna tupia wakonda kabisa wako zile za manze sipatangi hata nguo size yangu.
Right.
Elewa. So hata mimi nataka ninone. So pia kuna struggle yake vitu tofauti wewe pia uko yako. But the first thing you should do, overcome it with love. Jipende vile uko.
Ndio hiyo kabisa. Jipende venye uko. Right, next, I want to introduce my next guest. You all know him as Jimmy Gait. So Jimmy Gait is going to be joining us shortly just to share his experience with cyberbullying, because we know a lot has been said and done to Jimmy Gait on social media. So Jimmy Gait, you are a very inspiring man, because through your experience of cyberbullying, you've not only managed to rise above it, but you've also managed to inspire other people and empower them through your foundation, which is Hisia, which actually your slogan is Kabla Uklik, Fikiria. I know for a lot of guys, again, having the both of you here as the poster children for cyberbullying, they're like, but they're famous, yeah? They shouldn't care. I mean, that's what they do. They do that for a living. So anything I say to you, I can say it. Who told you to choose to be famous? That's probably where a lot of the guys who are bullying you are coming from. What would you say to them?
People think that we that are in the public domain are not human, you know, and they forget that it's like they put us in a box that these guys are this and that. They don't have feelings. They deserve this, they deserve that. But we are human. I cry, I get sad, I get happy, I get hurt. You know, I'm just as human as anyone else. So when sometimes I see those posts, especially the first time when I was cyberbullied, it was really, really hard for me. I remember I released a cover of Adele's song, Hello. So I posted it on YouTube, 8 p.m. in the evening. Asubuhi, 6 a.m. Larry Madonna ananipigia simu, Jimmy, you guy, I really need you in my interview. You know the way he talks. Jimmy, you guy, you're trending, man. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Your song is trending everywhere. I want to be the first one to interview you. Okay, so I went on Twitter and checked on what people were saying, and manze, nilipata nimepashwa kupashwa.
Because previously, you were the hit maker. Anything you did was a hit. Positive, love.
So it was like from there to here.
Right.
I had never received hate when I released a song. So this time around, it was different. And for a minute, I could not believe what was happening.
Right.
And I scrolled through Twitter. Manzi hazikuwa zinaisha. Na scroll. And the worst thing about it is that it was just hate. It was just hate and hate and hate. You're a gospel artist, mbona uimbe sijui ngoma ya secular, you know, and so much. And for 2 weeks, manze, nikajifungia kwa nyumba. I didn't want anything. So
you didn't even end up going for the interview you were invited for?
The good thing is that the interview was 2 weeks after. Hiyo wiki yote nimetrend, my friend. Nilikuwa na trend number 1 to 3 the whole week. As in, niliangalia trending, there were 65,000 tweets, yeah, of Jimmy Gait. Yani, ilikuwa ni Uhunye, Raila, Jimmy Gait. But then ilikuwa famous, Buddha.
Can I ask, was anybody in this room tweeting about Jimmy Gait? Naona kuna watu wale wana smile, Okay.
But lakini naona kuna mokorino, wewe haukufanya, si ndio?
And I think, DK, probably because you're also an artist and your experiences of cyberbullying are very different.
Yeah.
Because with Jimmy's, it actually affected his music and his career. For you, it didn't get that far.
No, it didn't.
And I think, Jimmy, let's talk about how it affected your music and your career. Because obviously, you're a man, you're human, you feel.
Yeah, first of all, it affected me as a person because for 2 weeks I was depressed. I was in the house, I couldn't get out of the house. Because this is what cyberbullying does. It makes you feel like the whole world is against you. It makes you feel like everybody knows what's going on. So even me getting out of the gate was a problem. I thought that my neighbors out there would know that this guy is trending and everybody is hating on him. So I confined myself in the house. I couldn't even eat because I didn't have appetite. So it affected me personally because this was the first time it happened to me. And remember, I'm a public figure. So like he said, what about that person who's not a public figure, who's going through a lot of issues? And let me tell you the other reason why it affected me is because I was going through a whole lot of things at that particular moment. I had put in a lot of money into a business, done a partnership with some friends. They let me down. They never contributed their share of the money. And so I lost a lot of money in millions. And I had crashed financially.
So music was your lifeline.
I was literally down financially.
Yeah.
And then here comes the trolling. First of all, hiyo time yenye nilikuwa karibu niko cyberbullied, I was going through a very serious phase financially to a point where I was auctioned and I lost everything. So I'm in that phase during that time. So you can imagine, I don't have money. I don't have a house, right? I don't have anything, and I'm struggling.
But the one thing that you had was your brand, Jimmy Gait.
Jimmy Gait.
And of course, banking on the fact that because I've done this music thing, I'll put something out, I know it's going to be a hit, I'm going to get positive feedback.
Exactly.
And then even that crashes?
That crashes even more, and it crushed me seriously. And I was depressed. And let me tell you something. When I was in that period, a week before I was being cyberbullied, I was about to sign a deal to be a brand ambassador of a very big brand. I was getting paid a lot of millions. Remember, I don't have money. I don't know. You're with me, right?
Yeah.
Sina do, nimesota. Alafu nimepata hii company inataka kunichukua kama brand ambassador. Alafu boom, nakuwa cyberbullied. Company inasema, hey, this controversy. So they pulled me aside and took another person on my behalf. Imagine it was you.
Because they don't want to be associated with you now because of the negativity coming at your way, because of the people making fun of you.
Yes, and that affected me even more. You see, it's always funny when you share those memes. It's always fun, you know, until it's you. Until it's you. That's when you realize this thing kumira kwanga mbaya hivyo.
Again, I think, let me ask you, Dike, because I'm sure you've come across certain memes of yourself on social media. What would you say to those meme creators?
I think you cannot go scot-free. Your day is coming as well, but in a different dimension.
So let me ask, because sometimes you'll find some of this bullying is actually coming from people that you know, from companies. Has any of you taken legal action, followed it up, from a lawsuit point of view? Jimmy?
First of all, I couldn't even think about that at that time because I didn't have the money. So going legal was not an option. I had to hide with my family. My family was there for me. And you see, here's the thing, and this is what I keep telling people nowadays. Live your life. Be you. Don't live for the people. Because when you're down, nobody wants you. Nobody wants to be associated with you until you're up again. So don't care so much about what people say, what people think about you, or you don't look this, you don't look that. Let me tell you something. Don't let anybody become your benchmark on where you want to be or who you want to be.
Okay, right. On that note, remember you can join the conversation via the hashtag #RealTalk with Tamima. Tonight we are spotlighting cyberbullying. Have you been a victim? Is this an issue that you're dealing with? Stay tuned to the show. We're going to be talking more about Jimmy's organization, Hisia, whose motto is Kabla Click Fikiria. Don't go too far. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Real Talk. Tonight we're getting real on cyberbullying, an issue that without a doubt a lot of young people are facing today in Kenya. And earlier on I was talking to Jimmy Gait, who was sharing with us his experience. So Jimmy, you basically shared with us how you went from being top-selling artist, booking gigs, to now being the butt of jokes on social media, losing an endorsement, and you mentioned that at that time you were depressed. So for how long were you depressed for, and how were you able to literally get yourself out of that depression?
I decided to apply my greatest asset in my life. My greatest asset in my life is my positive attitude. That's what I give to the people. By the way, I'm called to give hope to people, and I believe that some of the experiences I go through or have gone through are not to crush me, but to help me feel what others would be feeling, so I'm able to tell them, you know what, you can make it or make it, no matter what you're going through.
So basically, your life is meant to be a positive example to people.
Yes.
So all these painful experiences, you've been
Right.
able to put them and actually transform them into something even more powerful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, one of the things I did when I was down financially is I refused to go back to the village. I said, I'm not going back to the village. I'm not giving up. I'm not quitting. So here's what I did. I had a business idea because I love doing business. I'm an entrepreneur. So for 3 months, I did a presentation of that business to 59 different potential investors. And all of them 59 did not come through for me. They did not support me. They did not give me the investment I was looking for. And the 60th one is the one that gave me the breakthrough.
So all you had to do was hang in there, believe in yourself, keep going.
Yes.
After number 10, after number 15,
Yes.
25, 40, keep going.
You gotta keep trying.
Yeah.
And this is one of the two quotes that were driving me through that whole period. One, no matter how hard it is, no matter how hard it gets, I will not give up. I say that every morning to myself. And then another one is keep moving. And chances are that you're going to stumble on something when you least expect it. For I have never seen somebody stumble on something while seated down. So I said, I'm going to keep moving. Even if it's so hard, I'll keep presenting. If I'm told not today, I'll try again tomorrow. And I did that for 59 times. The 60th time, I got millions into my bank account.
Let's talk about now, back to the music, because we know that that period also affected you musically.
Yeah.
Because you're creative. You have to be in the right headspace to create
Correct.
some of these things.
Correct.
So how are you able then to get your game back on?
Mi ni ule menda kufangi. Hata useme nini saa hii. I have learned to be strong. I have learned that it's not about what people say about you that matters. It's not what they think about you that matters. It's not what they have in their minds about you that matters. It's what God says about you and what you say about yourself and what you believe about yourself.
Jimmy, let me ask you. I can confidently say that I kind of feel like what you went through was humbling for you.
It was.
And how has it made you look at fame now?
I've learned a lot of lessons from that. One is that you can be down and work towards going up and make it. It's possible. But it's also possible for you to be up there and come down. But it's also possible to be up there, come down, but then go up again. Okay? And this is what I tell people nowadays. Have you ever heard this thing? You know, opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Have you heard that saying? Yeah. You guys? Let me tell you, that's a lie from hell. Opportunities come every day. Yeah. God is not a God of one chance. God is a God of another chance. If you miss this one, there's another one coming tomorrow. So that's why I keep telling people, don't give up. And you see, when people threw a lot of stones to me on social media, I said, you know what? All those stones that you threw at me, I piled them somewhere, and I'm going to use them to build a mansion for myself. Right?
And this mansion that you're talking about is the Hisia project.
This is the mansion I'm talking about. Hisia. Hisia is a movement that is bringing together digital stakeholders and all the users in the digital space so we can create a movement that will address the issue of cyberbullying because it affects a lot of people. It breaks down a lot of businesses. Children are suffering because of cyberbullying. Mothers and fathers are going down. Marriages are being broken because of cyberbullying. And so one of the greatest things I have derived from my experience is this vision. And I thank God that so far, so many people have benefited from this movement. If you're a victim of cyberbullying, you can actually call 116 for free and get free counseling. So that's something that we're doing, and a lot of people are getting help from that.
And I think I'll just repeat that number, 116 you
116.
said. So if it's something that you're dealing with, feel free, call that number like Jimmy has said. It's a toll-free number, no charges. There's going to be somebody on the other end who can talk to you. Looking at, an artist of your caliber, you had to be the victim of cyberbullying so that now you can empower other people as well who are going through cyberbullying.
Correct. It's always fun until it's you. So when it came to me, then I was like, whoa. Kumbe hivi ndivyo watu husikia. So nowadays, I tell people, kabla uklik fikiria. Because you never know what you could do to that person you're sharing about. Imagine, case scenario, I was going through a hard time, and then I was being bullied. Advantage, I'm a strong person. I was able to drive through it and go through it. Someone else is not as strong as I am. Someone else is going through issues. Aliachwa na boyfriend, aliachwa na girlfriend, akona issues home, they lost a job, their house was locked, and then you tweet that tweet that will make that person say, you know what? I feel like the whole world is against me. Life, enough is enough. And they commit suicide. And a lot of people who commit suicide actually don't commit suicide because of being cyberbullied. No. Yeah. Cyberbullying is usually the last thing that happens to them that triggers them to commit suicide.
So there are deeper mental issues at play here. Things like self-confidence, depression.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stress.
Yeah.
You know, stress is bad.
Yeah.
Depression is so bad. Depression is one of the worst diseases or sickness you can ever have.
So I have with me in studio today two Marys. Actually, there's a Mary Kamante and actually a Mary Ann Hajar. So I'm going to start with Mary Kamante.
Yes.
So Mary, you are 19 years old.
Yeah.
And you've had to live through a very grueling experience of cyberbullying by your ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, sure.
Maybe just walk us through that. Like, what did he do to you?
So it's just this dating period and stuff. And then, yeah, we reached a point we were supposed to take a break, right? Like, let's just stop this and try something else. And then I moved on, and I assumed that he moved on practically. But then I'm in school one day, and then my friend is calling me and telling me, hey, do you have an Instagram account with this name? And I'm like, no, I only have my Instagram account. And then she's like, no, wait, let me send you the name, then you go check out. So apparently what he did, you know, when you're dating and stuff, you know, it's your boyfriend and you have to like share stuff. So yeah, we were sharing photos. And so he went and opened an Instagram account and put the name there. So it was more of like a pornographic page, let's say, and he placed my photos there. And then
so the intimate pictures that you had been sharing to him?
Yes, they were supposed to be personal, but then he decided to make them public for everybody. And then he also opened a WhatsApp group that I didn't know about, and there were people actually commenting and saying stuff. So it was like having even like about 18K followers that I did not know about. So I'm working and people are looking at me, I'm like, I don't know what's going on, I'm just living my own life. They thought it was me, but it was him functioning the account. So people are sending DMs and comments thinking it's you, but it's not you.
Did you report him to the different social media platforms?
No, I actually didn't.
Did you know that it's something that you could do, report this person as either violating your privacy?
I knew, but then I was like, I tried calling him, and then nikamuuliza, what's all this all about? And then he didn't even have the guts to face me.
You know, and earlier on you said that when you're 19, you have a boyfriend, you know the kind of pictures you have to.
Yeah.
And I want to give you some tough love here, and especially to all the girls out there. When you're 19, that boyfriend that you're with, unless he's your husband, and even at 19, you have no business having a husband, and also you have no business sending those types of photos to any boy.
Yeah.
Before he's your husband. And I'm sorry that he did that to you, but at the same time, there is a lesson there. Do you take the lesson?
Yeah, I learned the lesson.
So right now, I want to rope in Philip Ogola, who is a digital expert. So Philip, you've had Mary's experience, and like I asked her earlier, she should have known that it was within her right to actually report that particular account because it was violating her privacy.
Mary's case is actually known as revenge pornography. Revenge pornography happens when probably your ex-boyfriend or your husband or one of your friends actually posts your intimate photos. And I really want to advise the audience and the viewers, if you're going to be in love with someone, there's one rule of the thumb in social media. Social media and intimate photos, it's a no. Because at one point in time, you may have issues with your boyfriend or girlfriend, and then they may leave the photos online. So in Mary's case, there are actually two options. One is actually to use the law. There's a law, and Kenyans, we are actually famous. I think Jimmy Gait has actually explained it. We are famous to use social media as the law. It's not the law. There's an existing law. You can actually go report. They actually cyber laws which are working. It's actually cat assassination, impersonation, and actually invading on her privacy. So that's number one. Number two is actually to report the person. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I have a very functional tool which is called a report tool. Once you report someone, they can actually lose their account.
So Mary, if I had to ask you today, has that profile been taken down, the one that has your pictures?
Yeah, it's like some few months, like last year. So yeah, it's like done. It's a done deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
And this ex-boyfriend, did he since apologize to you?
He was enough not to say anything and go MIA. So I think I just learned a lesson, and it was a lesson to like most girls. Like that is what these guys want when they're like far away. They want you to send them photos that will make them happy, but you don't even think about ourselves. That's the most worst experience. There are very many victims, and it's not only me. I've had experiences with most of my friends actually, and I'm like, okay guys, let's talk. I know like we're not supposed to do this and it's like personal, but let's do it. But it actually happens, and it's
And just to clarify, you are 19 years old.
Yeah.
Okay, I want to ask the audience, because I have both males and females. And let's be real. Girls, who here has sent that type of a picture to their boyfriend because they felt that, oh, it's something that everybody does?
Can I flip your question? As digital humanitarian, we've been to over 100 schools, mentoring over 10,000 students. And it's a big problem. And like the case we're handling recently in a school, it's actually a Form 2 student had sex with a university student who discreetly recorded the session. So now she's being blackmailed to actually sex. If you don't have sex with me, it's actually going to be leaked online.
I'll release the sex tape.
So there are actually various fronts. Like one of the ways is now revenge pornography. The other ways is now when, I believe all of us take selfies. I believe all of us take photos of ourselves. Avoid taking photos of yourself. Because if today you lose your phone, you lose your laptop. Are you comfortable there with the content being public?
So it all comes back down to how you as an individual can protect your own privacy.
Yeah.
And especially privacy when it comes to nude pictures, nude material. And back to my question, girls, who is sharing, who here knows of a friend or they've done it themselves? No shame. Boys, who has received those type of pictures? Maybe that's a better question to ask. So I'm gonna ask my audience that question off camera. So right now we'll have to take a very quick break. Don't go too far, we'll be right back. Welcome back to Real Talk. Tonight we are raising awareness about cyberbullying, definitely a vice that we must get rid of, and it really starts by all of us being responsible when we are behind the keyboard. Philip was able to put an element of cyberbullying into perspective for us. So as somebody who literally is an expert in the digital world, what is the line that we must all be cautious of and know that if I go beyond this line, I can get sued? I'm being a horrible human being because you're being mean to another person. So what is that one line?
I think I'll just tell the audience here and the viewers, any post you put out there can actually put you in court. Anything you delete can actually be retrieved. As we're speaking right now, there's one guy who went on a trolling spree on a girl online on Twitter, and he was sued. It's now a court case. So I just want to tell guys that there's a very thin line between making humor, memes, and the reality. As digital humanitarian, every day we deal with like 4 to 6 cases of suicide. And today it's quite sad that I lost one of my clients. So you being behind the keyboard, you impersonating someone, you going beyond, like what Jimmy has actually said. Depression is actually flared up by bullying online. And social media gives us the false sense of anonymity. I can, like what his boyfriend did, he formed a different account to actually attack another person. But do you know the dangers, the effects it has? You know, like now when you bully someone, like now Jimmy's example is actually perfect. Strangers actually bully you, they don't even know you. So you find 68,000, a million guys all talking about you. They don't even know you.
It's a lot for one person.
Yes. So imagine now, it's now worse now when it goes now to SMS, it goes to WhatsApp. It now becomes a family thing where they're like, hey, what's up with you? So you find out someone now sinks into depression and they have no one to talk to. You know, people around you, everyone is laughing at you. Many of them opt to kill themselves. You
know, talking of that, because next to you we have Marianne Harji, and Marianne, you've actually been a victim of cyberbullying.
Yeah.
And it's something that affected even your own personal self-confidence.
Yeah.
So maybe just share with us your experience, because looking at you, you're a gorgeous girl.
While I was younger, I was too puffy. I was too big. the big child who is always ridiculed in class by the classmates and stuff. So from when I was young, I had that esteem that I wasn't good enough. I was ugly. I was too big, all that in my mind. So I went to high school and I discovered Facebook in 2011. So I was just a ghost reader, the fun of Facebook when you are 14 or 15. So after that, in 2013, I posted my first picture. I used to post my eyes. Then people are like, why are you posting your eyes? Post your whole body, we want to see you. I'm like, hey, if I post my whole body, they will say I'm too big because I was 98 kgs back then. Oh, yeah, dude, yeah, I was 98 kgs. When I was 17, 16, I was too big. So I started posting my eyes. Then I'm like, I have cute eyes, how you want to get that social media hype, the Facebook hype and stuff. But then I had that personality whereby what people said affected me, like, it really affected me. Anything that
you were
a
not
person
confident,
said, yeah,
that's
I
what it was.
Yeah. I had an esteem issue since I was a toddler, so young. My own friend, my best friend used to tell me I'm ugly and dark because most of the people from my community are beautiful. So I used to feel that way. And when I finished high school, I posted my pic, but then I slightly showed off my blood-red hair in Facebook. So my close friend tagged, the tag which was like, at so-and-so, come see this one. At so-and-so, so it trended. Like, you Muslim, you trying, it was just like a strand of hair, little piece of hair of my hair. Yeah, I didn't really mean, I just wanted to show that, the hype of being a teenage. I have good hair. So that's how it went, and I deactivated my account for some time, but then I became a ghost follower. And then a few months after, I uninstalled Facebook. So I went to Instagram. And I love writing. I write a lot. So I started writing a lot in Facebook, putting some quotes, Instagram, putting quotes and stuff. Then one day I put my picture, my face. And then someone was like, you're gorgeous. That's the first comment that really hit me. I'm like, hey, so I'm gorgeous. It really felt good. But then I'm not photogenic, I'm photophobic. I hate pictures because it gives me nightmares of the days I sank into depression because of that. Nowadays, I changed my personal Twitter account into Digital Help Depression Kenya, where what I do is like I comment on people who are suffering from depression, trying to encourage them to hold on, that they're not alone, we're also there. I moved out from that stage 3 months ago. I said enough is enough, I really need to get myself together because no one else will.
In a lot of ways, social media for us, it ties in back to your career, whereby you care that how many followers does Jimmy Gait have? Because the numbers look good when Jimmy Gait has 500,000, 1 million followers on any given platform. As someone who's learned to cope with it, how would you empower a young person in terms of drawing a line between what is real? Because that person who's posting, for all you know, they're not even a real person. They're called John. They opened a profile with a girl called Mary, using someone else's picture.
Most importantly is it has to start with you as a person. Whether you're a public figure or not, you have to validate yourself first. Don't allow anybody to validate you because they don't know you, just like she said. Nobody knows you. You're the only person who knows yourself. You know your strengths, you know your weaknesses. So first of all, validate yourself, accept yourself, who you are. By the way, those people who criticize you, most of the times are jealous of you. They're envious of you. They wish they can look like you. They wish they can be who you are. They wish they can do the things you're doing and they cannot do it. And that's why they're the first one to tell you how you can't do it because they tried doing it and they failed and they think that, they think that because they failed, you also deserve to fail. And so they are projecting their frustrations on you. So you have to desist from becoming a dustbin of people's emotions and feelings and anger and envy and say, you know what? I'm going to put a boundary on myself. I know who I am. I am great. In fact, the Bible tells me I am fearfully and wonderfully made. In case you don't like me, because here's the thing. People judge you from the face value. It's from what they see. It's not from who you are.
The reality, exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
And so one of the things I told myself is that I'm not going to let people tell my story, tell my narrative. I'll be the one to tell my narrative. I will not let you say that because I don't look a particular way, I don't look good or I don't deserve. Let me tell you, let me repeat what I said. Put your own benchmark for your life.
Absolutely.
Forget about any other person's benchmark. When I'm going home, I drive home. I don't care where all these other cars are going. I don't care. I just go to my place. Right?
So maybe, Jimmy, because, and I love that those are very positive words, but again, we know that sometimes once you're in your own head, it's very hard to make sense of what we are saying. And I love that's why you have a platform like He's Here.
Yes.
So you mentioned that there was a toll-free number which people could call. I'll ask you to repeat that again, the toll-free number.
Yes, 116, you call. He's Here is about two ways. It's about the victims, but it's also about the bullies. For the victims, that's what I said, validate yourself. And first of all, don't worry about what people say. And in case it affects you, that's where you need to talk to a counselor, talk to your friends. When people hate on you, please don't focus so much on what they're saying. Go to people who love you, people who can tell you you're great. Don't care about what you need positivity around you when negativity comes your way, because you need to neutralize negativity with positivity. And then sometimes it's okay for you to just get out of social media for a while, like she did.
Like a social media cleanse.
Yeah, just go out or delete your account or deactivate your account for some time. It's okay. Sometimes it's okay to seek spiritual help. Like for me, I had to get my pastor to pray for me because I was really, really depressed. But also, it's about the bullies. The bullies were telling you, remember, the same way you go out attacking others, it can happen to you, it can happen to your child, to your mother, to your father, it can actually happen to your business. Your business ulienda ukachukua loni kwa bank. Alafu bado una struggle kulipa, mtu anaweza kuja attack your business on social media and it comes down, just like you want to attack someone else's business. And so we want to bring sobriety online and tell people, think before you click. Every trending topic on social media comes from just one person who doesn't think.
Absolutely.
They just.
I want to ask Philip, because you mentioned that unfortunately today you lost a client. So how do you help people who are struggling with cyberbullying?
As a society, we failed. As parents, we failed. As friends, we failed. As teachers, even as a government, we failed. Even media, we failed. As in, we become a society that we are so driven by self-gratification that we don't care about anyone around us. So one, as parents, we wake up first thing in the morning, probably at 5 and get back home at 11. We don't care about what our sons or daughters go through. So these girls, they find boyfriends online who give them that gratification. In our school mentorships, we actually find girls who've never been hugged by their mother. We get boys who've never been told that you're good. So as parents, we keep telling our children, wewe ni mjinga, wewe ni stupid, I'm wasting money in school. Wewe ni kangombe, So this boy grows up knowing I'm a ngombe. So they go online, they find someone telling me, hey, but there you're pretty. So they actually find wrong sense of. So as parents, we need to spend more time with our daughters and our sons. As a society, we need to find out our friends. Like the case we're dealing with, it's so sad that we're losing so many young people on suicide and depression. We don't take care of our own. When they see a post online, instead of actually flagging off and telling them, please don't post that, we actually fund the bullying. We actually spill it off. Like now for Jimmy's case and even for the Marianne and Mary's case, we actually Kenya is actually sad that our travel fund wide, we are known as cyber bullies. It's something which we pride ourselves in. It's so sad that I live off your grief. That
negativity thrives on social media in our context.
It's so bad that I think right now we need to stand up to bullies and tell guys, I've done it enough times. Like in the recent case of a suicide case where guys were bullying the wife, the family, that she's the cause. I'm like, put yourself in her shoes. She learned about it online. They learned about it online because of your case. I have a case. It's so sad that a mother who was so pregnant, they had a party for the baby shower in the house. So when the hubby was dropping their friends, they got an accident. And guys went online, took the photo of the number plate, and they were saying, sponsor kwa nama demo tatu. The wife stumbled with photos online, she miscarried. Right now she's on a wheelchair.
You also need to be careful about the content that you post about yourself. For instance, and I'm glad you shared your story, because so many women and ladies and girls are doing that. And for a man, first of all, who can do that, God will punish you. God will punish you first. Can you imagine someone throwing on social media your personal life, someone you loved, someone you trusted, and then they throw you on social media? That boyfriend, God will punish you. But so, please allow me to say this. As young people, let's be careful of what we share online. Usipost kitu yenye unajua, ukipost itakuwa an attraction of cyberbullying. Unaona?
Yeah.
Sometimes, yes, we blame people, but we also need to sieve through what we are posting online. So we also don't, just, uwezi rushia mbwa nyama na usema haitakula. Don't trust nobody apart from yourself and your mother.
Okay, there you go. So you can check out Hisia at www.hisia.com. Yeah. So let's take one final question from the audience.
Thank you, Tamima. Hi, Jimmy.
Hi.
So you told us you went through depression, and like you were 2 weeks depressed. Where were your friends? Did they like turn their backs on you, or were they there for you? Yes.
One of the effects of cyberbullying is it gets you isolated. It leads you to isolation. You don't want to talk to people. I didn't want to talk to anybody apart from my mother and my siblings. In Kikuyu, tunasemanga, in other words, the crowds are very difficult. Hata Musa alikuwa anointed. Na allow me to say this in Kikuyu.
Translation?
In translation, that's a Hebrew language. Translation means the children of Israel could not, Moses could not even be able to handle the children of Israel, even with all the anointing. So sometimes it's okay for you to be alone and with the people that love you, because people are so fake. Those people who laugh with you, they are actually some of them who will instigate your bullying.
Yeah.
And can I tell you something? I came to discover that some of the people who were fueling my cyberbullying were actually some of my friends.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Even in the industry, there are some people who some of my competitors were actually fueling it so much. They were clapping,
Because they wanted your downfall.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So sometimes be around people that love you genuinely. Those are the ones who can help you because they love you. You will feel the true love, right? And so that's what I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the role of the family pale wakati uko cyberbullied alafu nzilo unapata kuna pia isolation, so uko peke yako ama uko tu na best pia on the same issue? What kind of advice can you give that particular person about the same courage, that courage to say like, okay, if this is the way, then let me move on?
So my advice to you, one, would be if you are severely depressed, please don't keep it to yourself. I believe you have a friend somewhere. Just find someone you can trust to and open up to. And just one thing I really want to underscore: do not trust anyone online. You have no friends. They'll feed off your grief. And for families, it's time you also understand, because even families are the worst. I'll talk about my case. I've gone through severe depression coupled with PTSD, which is actually component with the kind of work I do. I see a lot of death, I see a lot of trauma experience, and I also sank into it. And it was sad that I actually sank and I went into panic mode. I was actually having panic attacks. And that time I was also sick. I don't know if for most of the guys who know about my case last year. And I was being bullied online. And that time I'm seeing, I was seeing ghosts. I was seeing Westgate. I was seeing everything, the gunshot. I could smell death. I could smell. Every time I hear a car hooting, I think of Westgate. But online, people are like, this guy is not sick. This guy is faking. Other guys are like, this guy is HIV. This guy is, And then when you get people close to you who don't understand what you're going through, some will be like, and I want to differ with Jimmy. Yes, spiritually it's fine, yes. But you have to seek medical attention. Depression is very serious. Spiritual is only an enabler, but you have to seek medical attention. Like for my case, seeing ghosts is not something which is not easy. So I had to seek medical attention, and it took me 2 weeks. So back to you, to your question is, the family fabric actually plays a lot of sense to give you that foundation, because social media it's quite lethal. Guys will come, they won't care about what about you, what you're going through, or your family. Look at the Sharon's case, or even Jackie Maribe's case. We don't care. We don't care how the family is feeling. We literally make sick jokes. So it's time, I'll just throw back again the honors back to us. Do we have common courtesy? Do we have that thought where you actually think, what if it was me? So I'll really insist, it's a society's issue. Let's find time and just look at your friend. If you see a rogue post, at times people post stuff online, and we assume.
Absolutely.
Like the case today, the guy was like, I'm tired of this world. You guys, I'm sorry. And guys were laughing at him, like, go do it. They're like, just take time. Let's find about each other, how you're waking up. Social media is a lie. It's actually a total lie. Let's get offline. Let's go to the networking, which would be to Salimiane, to Kulelacho.
Okay, thanks, Philip. Remember, today we have been talking about cyberbullying. We really hope that we have inspired somebody out there. And like Jimmy's foundation here, his CSA says, Kabla uklik fikiria. That's really the message that I want to leave all of you with tonight. Kabla uklik fikiria. Let's all be a bit kinder, a bit more responsible when we are on those social media streets, whether it's on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. And if you know it's happening to your friend, please advise them to seek help, talk to somebody, because it can lead to more dire, situations. You've heard about people committing suicide, dealing with depression. Really, it's an issue that if we all came together, we can resolve. Well, that's it from me here tonight on Real Talk. Thank you so much for tuning in. As always, we hope we have touched somebody's life out there. Until next time, that's it from me, Tamima, my live studio audience here, and the rest of the crew.
Hi, you're watching Real Talk with Jimmy Gait right here.
Mambo ambayo kwamba tutakuwa tunazungumzia leo ni kuhusiana na unyanyasaji wa mitandao. Ni swala ambalo kwamba limekuwa sana.
Most people are out there sitting on their luxurious vehicles, just tweet something which will hurt another person.
If you're a bully and you have a cyber, this is for you. If you're the bully.
Hello, I am Tamima, the host of Real Talk with Tamima, and I would like to invite you to be part of my audience or a guest on the show. All you have to do, if you have a story that is very personal, very powerful, and you want to inspire other people, please reach out to the show via the email address on your screen or the number as well.